Thanksgiving is this week. Like, seriously? I told you we would blink and then the holidays would be here. Time is just flying. And I know there is so much that we want and we need to get done in the next few weeks. And when time feels like it's going so fast and we have so much on our to do list, it can get overwhelming and very stressful real fast. And that's what we're talking about this week, how to manage your stress this holiday season. So take a deep breath because I got you this week. And to help alleviate some of that stress, I'm sharing my Christmas planning guide to help plan, budget, and keep track of your gift buying. And added bonus, I've included my holiday bucket list that is filled with activity ideas for you to do as a family so that you can make some awesome holiday memories this season on a budget. So scroll down to the show notes and grab your copy today. Are you feeling overwhelmed trying to juggle all the many hats you wear as a working mom? Do you want more quality time with your family without distraction of work and time alone to take care of yourself and your needs? Welcome to Mom Wife Career Life. I'm Carrie, a wife, mom of 3, and a recovering perfectionist. In this podcast, I will teach you how to create balance in your life by implementing healthy habits, organizing your home and your schedule, being intentional with your time and in your relationships, and most importantly, how to start putting your needs first because no one can pour from an empty cup. Grab that second cup of coffee, or if you're anything like me, your third. It's time to dive into today's episode of Mom Wife Career Life. Ready or not, the holidays are here. Black Friday is this week. Is that not crazy? This was like the fastest year ever. I feel like I was just writing down my goals for the year, blinked, and then here we are, only a few weeks left of the year. We're not talking about goals right now, although, well, maybe one goal, my goal of helping you have the best holiday season with the least amount of stress as possible. The holidays do not have to be synonymous with burnout. With a little planning and a few mindset shifts, this really can be your best holiday season yet. So let's dive into my tips on how to manage your stress this holiday season and maybe even feel a little bit relaxed. Number 1, set clear boundaries. And yes, you can do this. We talk about boundaries all the time, but 'tis the season to double down on those boundaries. Listen, work deadlines don't have to bleed into every free moment. Pick your non-negotiables. Pick your non-negotiables for work, for family, and really stick to them. And don't be afraid to let your boss or clients know your holiday boundaries. It's all about creating a balance that lets you truly be present in the moment, whether you're at work or whether you're at home. And I know this isn't easy for a lot of people, but it's all about how you approach these conversations with your manager. You're not going to walk up to your manager and say, I need better boundaries. I'm leaving work at 5 from now on, and I'm not going to check my emails after hours. Although you are going to do all those things, but hopefully you're already having one-on-one with your manager and you can talk about it then. But if you're not, schedule some time with them. And if you need to write out a script and practice it, then so do it. I know in my younger years, I lacked the confidence to sometimes have hard conversations, especially when it's like, hey, I'm not going to work after hours. But you will gain that confidence using the tools and tips I've shared over the past 150 episodes. So make sure you listen to all of them, but know your worth, know your value, know that your job does not own you. And as long as you're doing your job and doing it well, that is the caveat. These conversations should not be hard. You sit down with your manager and you tell them that you have a lot going on outside of work over the next couple of months and that you need to leave work on time on most days. You're not asking to leave early, just on time. You don't have to get into the details about the things that are going on, but if they ask and you want to share, you can always say that you have some personal things going on top of the holidays, the kids' activities, school plays, recitals, volunteering, which I strongly encourage everyone to do with their kids at least once this holiday season. And explain to them it's a lot to juggle and you need to manage your time and your evenings right now. If your manager isn't personable, then you definitely don't have to share any details. You could just leave it to, I have personal things going on that need your attention. And it's the truth. Your family needs your attention in the evenings and especially on weekends. So don't be afraid to speak your mind. Number 2, delegate, delegate, and delegate some more. This is not the season to be a one-woman show. Look at that to-do list and see who you can get to do what tasks. Ask your partner to handle the outdoor lights, although at our house, I do the outdoor decorating, all but the roof lights. I leave that one up to Russ because I'm a little afraid of heights and I would probably fall off. But the grocery shopping, you could write the list and send your partner out to do the shopping. Let the kids wrap presents or help you with the cooking, even if it gets a little messy. And if you're hosting, consider having a potluck instead of cooking everything. Have guests bring a dish. That could be a serious game changer. And the gift shopping. Russ and I have started making a list of the gifts that we're going to get everyone, and I've tagged him with a few that I want him to start keeping an eye out for, especially as Black Friday comes around, so that it's not all on me. And I will say this year, I feel like I have the best handle on Christmas that I've had in a long time, and it's because I started planning early. And just a pro tip, don't wait until December to have your kids write their Christmas list. Get them to start now so that you can get the bigger things out of the way sooner. And you don't have to write their Christmas list. You can say, hey, let's do a fun activity and just get them to write down some ideas. So that way you could still have your fun little Christmas list party in December. We actually have a tradition around our Christmas list writing. Our elf brings us the shrink-a-dink papers. They write their Christmas list out on a bigger piece of shrink-a-dink, I guess you call it. And then we put it in the oven and it shrinks down to this cute little ornament size. And the elf takes it to the North Pole. And then he brings it back on his last day with us and we put it on the tree. I probably have the last 10 years of their Christmas list on our tree. It is such a wonderful memory, such a wonderful keepsake. But my point is, we do that in December, and I'm not going to do that before Thanksgiving. But I started to have them give me like their big ideas. When my kids were little, I would actually tell them what I think they wanted. Like, wouldn't a play kitchen be so much fun? You can make us dinner every night. We could play restaurant. And of course, it was actually me that wanted the toy kitchen for them, but it totally works. Number 3, say no guilt-free. It's okay to skip the cookie swap or not go to the holiday party. The holidays are supposed to be joyful, so choose the events that actually bring you joy and let go of the ones that feel like the shoulds. There's nothing wrong with keeping things low-key, especially if you have littles. I strongly suggest mapping out the next few weeks. If you have things that you want to do with the kids, those special experiences, some of ours are going to see the Christmas lights at PNC Arts, or Six Flags has them this year, which we might go there. The holiday lights at the zoo, the Radio City Christmas show, a Manhattan trip to just walk around and see the holiday displays, cookie baking. Those are all things that I get down on my calendar now, so that way they're blocked out. And when other things come up, they're easy to say no to because I know I have something planned for that day. And just because you have a night free doesn't mean that you have to say yes either. Look to see what you have going on around the date. If you have stuff the day before and the day after, maybe you'll want that day to just do nothing and be home or catch up on things. And the work parties. This was a big one when I worked in the city. We had so many vendors and clients that would have holiday parties. Like I could have went to a holiday party every single night. It's okay to say no to those too. Maybe there is one that's important for networking or may affect your business or your commission or some aspect of your job. If you don't go, you have to weigh the pros and cons. But if it will have zero effect on your career, then you don't have to go. But side note, if it's a really fun party and an excuse to have some time to let loose with your work family, then don't feel guilty about missing a night at home either. There was this one work party that we never missed. They had a casino theme and you can win some serious prizes. It was so much fun. We look forward to that one every year, and I had it marked on my calendar from the day I got the invite so that Russ knew. Number 4, get ahead with the gift shopping. Avoid the last-minute frenzy by planning ahead. Spend time creating that list of who you need to buy for and try to brainstorm about what you want to get them. I promise you, it will save you time and money once you have that list so that you could just start shopping. I do 95% of my purchases online. I just don't have the time to go to the mall. And honestly, I'm not really a huge fan of shopping at the mall. I feel like I can never find the things I want. And if you shop online, you can find pockets of time during your day to do your shopping. While you're eating lunch at work, while you're sitting on the bus or the train on your commute, while you're sitting and waiting for your kids to finish up with their practice, on the sidelines during halftime. All those times when you pick up your phone to mindlessly scroll, you could be using it to be productive and do your Christmas shopping. And side note, some of the most memorable gifts aren't bought, but are those personal gestures and don't involve money or that extra stress. So think about that too when you're coming up with your gifts. Number 5, keep healthy habits in place. This is such a hard one, and it's so easy to make excuses around the holidays and miss those trips to the gym or eat that cookie because it's the holidays. But self-care is so important around the holidays. And I mentioned the gym like I actually go to the gym. If you've been with me long enough, you know I am so not a gym person. I've tried, I've failed. So I do home workouts, and that's on a good day, which confession time, I skipped there for a week or two, but I got back on track last week because I know how important it is. And if I let myself go right now, the holidays, I will come up with those excuses to just eat that cookie. So keep those healthy habits. Some easy habits to keep are hydrate, drink that water, eat your greens, and my favorite, have a dance party. Another confession time, I love Usher. I forget how much I love Usher until I hear him again, and then I go on a serious binge. I binged Usher like a boss this past weekend. I had a dance party by myself. I was singing in the shower to him. It was the best self-care and mood boost I've had in a long time. So I challenge you to find your equivalent of Usher, or we can share Usher if you want. Just find the music that lights you up and put it on and just get lost in it and have a good time. Number 6, plan moments just for you. Carve out small me moments, as I like to call them, throughout the holiday season. I'm all about my morning me time and highly recommend it. Those quiet hours in the morning are the best, but if morning doesn't work for you, find other pockets of time. My other favorite place for my me moments is in my car or my minivan. And yes, I drive a minivan. We've had one since Michael was little, and I absolutely still love it. But sitting in the car, I feel like I'm in my own little cocoon away from the world and just have room to breathe sometimes and just slow down. It's wonderful. I'm closing my eyes right now just picturing it. These tiny breathers can really make the world a difference. A bath is another one of my favorite things that I just don't do enough of. I'm making it a point to block time this weekend to take one because I keep saying I'm going to do it and I never do. So hold me accountable. And if it's within your budget, pamper yourself, ladies. Get that mani, get that pedi. I do my own nails and have forever. It's just the budgeter in me. It's the first place we cut costs when we were trying to pay off debt. But I do splurge on pedicures. I love getting a good foot massage, seeing my toes looking all nice and pretty. So book that pedicure. Number 7, make a realistic holiday budget. Money stress during the holidays is a real thing, so get ahead of it. Sit down with your partner, or even if you do it on your own, make a budget that works for you. Knowing you're sticking to a plan really helps you stay financially grounded, and it prevents those January bill shocks. And remember, it's not about how much you spend, but the love that you put into each gift. And if your kids are little, they don't need all the things. Even if they're bigger, they don't need all the things either. I have a bunch of episodes on how to budget and cut costs around the holidays. I'll link them in the show notes. And don't forget to grab my holiday freebie that will seriously help you with planning out your gifts. It will help you stay organized and on track. Number 8, create new traditions and let go of the stressful ones. Family traditions are awesome until they become stressful. So try to reflect on the traditions you have and which ones are for this season of life. It's okay to let go of the things that don't resonate with your family anymore and make space for the more age appropriate ones. I shared this year we're giving up on going on the Polar Express train. As much as I love it, it's expensive and it's always tough trying to get there during the week. So we're not doing it this year and we're replacing with something that the kids can do now that they're a little older. Not saying that we won't go back to the train. I would love to take my nephews once they're a little older. And I already know that once I have grandkids, that this grandma will be treating her grandbabies to that train every year, God willing. But for now, that tradition is on a pause. I will say that if it's something that you've done for years and you're looking to switch it up, have the conversation with your kids first about changing things. You don't want to totally disappoint them, but you can also put a positive swing on it. My kids don't know what I'm replacing the train with this year. I just asked them if they wanted to do it again this year or if they would be up for me surprising them with something else that I think that they might like. Hopefully, they will like what's behind door number 2. I'll also say I wanted to replace their Christmas stockings this year. We bought coordinating stockings when they were little and they're a bit childish. And I wanted to get these really pretty knit ones, and the kids were adamantly against it. Like, couldn't believe I had the audacity to even think about replacing them. And I totally get it. I'm a traditionalist too, but that's my point. Make it a family conversation so that you don't end up really upsetting your kids. Number 9, limit social media scrolling and stop the comparison. Social media these days is in full holiday mode. I'm talking about the picture perfect holiday image. But don't let them make you feel like you're falling short. Those perfect Christmas trees and outfits and holiday setups and gift wrapping. If you're seeing all these images or reels and they're not bringing you joy and making you smile, then unfollow them or limit your scrolling time. And always remember that behind every flawless holiday picture, there's a family with a stressed out mom that is juggling the same things you are. So focus on the joy of your own season. It's unique to you, and it is enough. And number 10, celebrate those small wins. Not every moment of the holiday has to be spectacular. Celebrate those small wins, whether it's getting the tree up, finishing a work project, or having a cozy family movie night. These small moments are what you're going to remember years from now. So lean into them and let go of perfection and expectations. I had really low expectations for a tree decorating this year. We have a tradition that I love, but doesn't always go to plan. I lay out all the decorations on the coffee table and we play I Spy with clues like he loves honey. And that clue would be for our Winnie the Pooh ornament. And whoever finds the ornament gets to put it on the tree and they get to give the next clue. We usually only do it for a few rounds. And in past years, something usually happens, not I Spy related, but one of the kids gets annoyed with the other one and we end up having to take breaks or decorate the tree one at a time. But this year, I had zero expectations going into it. I laid out the ornaments. If we did it for a round or two, I would have been happy. But we played for probably over an hour. Everyone got along. They let me take pictures. It was awesome. And it was free. I'm sure not every holiday moment will go as smoothly and that they will not all get along, but I'm celebrating that win. I hope you are starting to enjoy the holiday season and that you are able to prioritize the things that really matter most to you and let go of those things that don't. This is a time to make some amazing memories with your family. And remember, it's not about how much money you spend. Some of my favorite memories and favorite gifts cost nothing. And make sure taking care of yourself is on the top of your priority list. No one wants to remember a stressed out mama, especially around the holidays. For more holiday tips, come on over and hang out with us in our Facebook community, Work Life Balance for Working Moms. If you don't already follow the show, take a second and hit that follow button so you never miss another episode. Sending you so much love and holiday light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat. Before you go, if you found this podcast helpful, I would be so grateful if you would take a minute, go on over to iTunes and leave me a review. If you have other stressed out mamas in your life that you feel this podcast could help, take a screenshot of this episode, post it on your Instagram stories and tag me, and let them know that they are not alone and they can create balance in their life too. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover or you just want to connect, DM me on Instagram at mom.wife.career.life or come on over and hang out in our free Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat.